Well, hello there, guys. Welcome to another Hearts of Iron 4 Let's Play. And once again, I want you guys to keep in mind, this is a mod. So the chances of this actually finishing totally as a series, I can't promise you. But there is something cool we're doing. Now, we looked at this mod before, La Deluge, and we are going to be taking one of the most weird/interesting countries ever. So, of course, here in this mod, we've got the Central Kingdom of Louisiana, led by a French monarch here, the Bourbon legitimist Louis III. And over here in the Kingdom of America, of course, we have the Federalist Party led by John II, an actual monarchy. But this is interesting. Now, for those of you that don't know who I'm playing as, we're playing as Deseret. Deseret was a proposed country created by the Mormons. That's right. In the western U.S., of course, it never came to be. But this is a fictional mod, of course. And I decided, why don't we take the weirdest, strangest possible country, and it's going to be Western Deseret. So I think we're going to go ahead and get started, guys. We will get our national focus set. I want you guys to let me know what you think about this selection, and if everybody thinks it's too bad, we'll change it. I'm definitely going to go ahead and increase aristocracy, because we could change the government here, possibly. Now, I believe our main religion is Mormon, of course, possibly some Protestants in there as well. So this is interesting. Imagine if the Mormons started an army in the West. Really, really interesting possible future scenario, or I should say alternative history scenarios. And actually, I don't think I want to go for paratroopers. I want to start working on basic machine tools. In fact, I'm going to do the same with motorized. I'm going to jump over here, and I'm going to focus on construction, because these things are a lot more important than the basic machine tools. And as for the free civilian factories, I guess Salt Lake City is going to be our home base. Yep, sure enough. And for the free civilian factories, we're going to go ahead and drop some, obviously, in our main city. We'll drop one here in Klamath. These are places that look like they could use a little bit of industry. And so far, I don't see anyone we could actually attack. It's funny, because in this scenario, there are a number of different countries that have holdings in Africa. In fact, even the United States has a holding, and so does the Kingdom of Sweden, Denmark. So this is obviously a alternative history scenario, and I would like to see, sorry guys, if we can do something here to make our country great. Maybe we could take over the Kingdom of Louisiana. Maybe we could take over the Algonquin Republic and teach them the ways of the great Mormon religion. One thing I am going to do, I'm going to grab that group of 15 right there, and I am immediately going to start assigning generals, guys. Let's see what kind of generals we have. None. So we need a new commander. And obviously, I guess in our, how could I say, our new country, we are going to have to come up with new commanders. So Benjamin MacArthur here. Now, the Empire of Mexico looks interesting, but I don't know if we can possibly stand up to them. Taking that would obviously give us a ton of power. And actually, I want to make sure that this is a useful front. So let me do that. I really want to make sure that if we are going to go ahead and border up on Mexico, we want to make sure we can beat them in a war. Probably a good idea is to get over here and see how our relations are with the Kingdom of Louisiana. They're not very good, to be honest with you, and that's obviously going to hurt us in the long run. Now, we are an ultra-nationalist movement, obviously an ultra-nationalist for the people of Utah, and specifically the people of Deseret, but we're going to do our best. So as you can see here, established religion. We have established the Mormon religion. And what we're going to work on now is recruiting and deploying units. So I want to see if we have any military power. We don't yet. We could certainly start training some infantry divisions here. Let's make sure that they pop up here in Utah. And I'll train some cavalry, or actually some native guard divisions as well. And at this point, guys, it's all about what can we do from here. In fact, we could look to the west. If we were to cross the ocean, we could take on the Empire of Japan. We could take over the Heavenly Kingdom over here. Really cool. Led by the Taiping God worshippers. But we are going to try to be peaceful as Deseret if we can. And I'm not really doing a western accent. I think I'm doing more of a southern accent. We definitely want to get infantry equipment built, so we're going to start building factories there. And we also want to start getting some of these, but I want to get some convoys. Yes, you can't trade without convoys, guys. Let's keep going. And we could eventually decide to take this country a different way. Commonwealth reforms reversed. The late King George V has been implementing gradual change to the defense and colonial policies of the British Empire. But these Commonwealth reforms appear to have come to an end with the coronation of the stern imperialist Edward VIII. The cabinet appointed under Sir Arthur Harris is seeking greater centralization of the dominions and has demanded the dissolution of the colonial legislatures. Wow. All right, well, that doesn't affect us all that much. Obviously what I'm doing here, I'm waiting for that army to get into position, then I will select this new force, and we will keep making new armies. May Day passes uneventfully. Alright, good. So we must remain vigilant for traitors here, just basically keeping in mind. Now, our President Albert Mackay is the 18th president of Deseret. The nation was forged by the merger of Mormon settlers fleeing persecution in America and Louisiana. Native American tribes pushed out the plains, and Yankee and Louisiana carpetbaggers who opposed the seemingly unending slavery in their native kingdoms. The three groups often clashed over religion and land, but a Deseret identity grew out of their mutual struggles against Mexican and Louisianan encroachment. Wow. The government of Deseret continues to cultivate close ties with other peripheral nations like Algonquin and Chan Santa Cruz, but with the recent electoral success of the hardline Mormon missionary movement, this policy may change. Wow, guys. So a really interesting story written in here for our nation, and I can't wait to see how it works. So we obviously are not doing well with the Kingdom of Louisiana, and we're not doing well with the Empire of Mexico. So we want to be prepared here for a possible war. If it comes to that, we're going to be ready to fight and defend our lands. And apparently, we also have Union men here that oppose slavery. So slavery never ended in this fictional future, and the King of America is actually a staunch supporter of it. So we need to be careful here. Okay, so I'm going to grab... It's actually only 6 divisions. I'm going to grab these guys, bring them over here. I'm going to do the same with these fellows, and the same with this army right here. This one might actually already be a part of... I'm just going to select these divisions individually and send them up here. And we are going at a little bit of a fast speed, guys, just because I want to set my guys up. We really want to get some armies created, and we want to start possibly defending against what could be a very fast Let's Play if we're not careful here. So, let's see. Now, we do have socialist parties in this country, as you can see, Republican parties as well, Regency movements, and missionary movements. Alright, so the missionary movement right now is obviously the one doing the best. It's a monarchist movement, meaning that Albert Mackay is going to have sort of a line of succession, ordained by God, I'm sure. And I don't know if we're going to do that, but I'm going to let you guys decide which way we want to go. Maybe we just want to go the way of the Republicans, or maybe even the socialists, who knows. This far-right faction have seized power in Japan following a brief period of civil unrest, which several hundred government ministers and moderate army officers were arrested. Japan appears to be entering an expansionist and revanchist phase. Let's hope they don't come over here. Maybe their shipping's not so good yet, but that's definitely a possibility. Alright, guys. I think that's enough. Never mind, these are ships, you fool! Alright, so actually we do want to send these guys here, and I think the best thing we're going to do is just have to wait for more infantry units to be created. Let's take a look here. They're still building, as you can see. This is going to take some time, but we're going to do our best to get these boys out as quickly as possible. Come on, man. Let's also take a look at our Algonquin friends. We're apparently pretty good friends with them, and we could guarantee their independence. I think I just want to improve relations. It's going to cost some political power, but I think it's worth it, guys. We need, obviously, as many friends as possible, and it looks like Patrick White Duck would help us here in our Christian Republic of Deseret. We're obviously trying to remove the kings. I think that's going to be our goal, is get rid of the kings in America and possibly form the country under a Mormon religion. Could you guys imagine that if all Americans are Mormons? The world would be a very different place. I'm not sure if for the better or for the worse. In some ways, maybe for the better. Wouldn't be as many wars involving religion, or would there be? Maybe there'd be more. Be an interesting thing for you guys to discuss in the comments down below. Alright, let's grab these boys. 8 divisions, I want more. I ain't going to create an army with just that. That's kind of ridiculous. I'm going to merge these guys, and I am going to give them... We got aristocracy, guys. A new commander, Joseph Mosby here. And we do have... We could modify our government a little bit, guys, to start moving in a different direction, possibly. A lot of different political advisors here. Wow. A unionist, a monarchist statesman, an innovative capitalist. I really think the innovative capitalist is very important right now. But we've got all sorts of people that could drift us towards other factions. Even the communist revolutionary could drift us towards fascism. I'm going to take for now Zach Mitchell, the innovative capitalist, hopefully to help build our economy. Portugal snubs Britain. Wow. Diplomatic discussions between Portugal and Britain have broken down. And of course, Portugal over here is led by Rei. Let's see. Rei Manuel II, King Manuel II. And the British are led actually by Sir Arthur Harris. This was not the case when we started the game, which means that the ultra-nationalists kicked out the monarchy. Unbelievable, guys, and they were able to form Great Britain. So really cool that this mod took that into account. Sort of a lot of different possibilities here. And let's go ahead and take a look at the national focus. So pluralism. An open society which considers all viewpoints. And remember, we are trying to be an open society. We're trying to fight against the monarchies. This is definitely something I want to focus on. But I think we need individualism first. Now, corporatism, a leader cult. Not so sure we want that. And divine right would definitely move us towards monarchy. But it would give us base national unity. So I'm actually going to focus on individualism. And let's hope that's worth it. Could also try to look into maybe getting some military guys here, or maybe some more cabinet ministers. Maybe a Democratic reformer. I'm going to grab the Democratic reformer for now. Some of you guys might not agree with that, but I'd like to move closer to the Republican Party and farther away from a missionary movement. We don't want to become kings like these guys. That's just not cool. And the next election is going to be in March 1939, so we've got a lot of time to prepare here for future elections. But we should also be moving towards possibly defending our borders, creating a large army. So Turkey moves towards absolutism. Okay. Not good for us, at least. And the Mexicans, as you can see, are just as concerned about our movements as we are of theirs. So this could break out into a nasty, nasty war if we're not careful. Let's see how our building production is going. Okay, we can already drop some units here. Beautiful. Get over to Legrand. Send this guy over too. We got some snowfall. Now this second army we're of course going to put on the border with the Kingdom of Louisiana. And if we have to go to war with one of these kingdoms eventually, we'll do it. I hate that the Russian Empire has Alaska right now, but that much is actually correct. Now, we could possibly tackle the Russian Empire, but I think that would end very badly for us. Right now, we want to try to be as peaceful as possible. We want to try to be kind of the peacemakers of the world, I'm thinking. And in fact, let me select this army. I can't believe I didn't think this before. These guys are already pretty well trained, but we'll keep training them. We'll make them extremely well trained. Why the hell not? 12 seems good. We'll go ahead, create a new general. And this one's going to be Evander Anderson. Now, of course, we can start adding more here because he's a field marshal, so he could take more than this. We could definitely add to this army. So for now, he's just going to kind of hang here. But he has started the formation of the new army in our glorious Mormon Republic. So we've got that monarchist drift. If we want to stop that, we've definitely got to start getting different drifts. Even a radical drift would not be a bad idea. And production efficiency retention is pretty great. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get the trade unionist. We've got to wait a little bit. Sorry, guys, we don't have enough political power. But it's coming in pretty quickly, so that's the good news. Come on, boys. Let's go ahead and see if we can add some stuff. No! We're still waiting for those experience points. I hope that does come in. Obviously, if we don't get experience points, that would be a very, very bad thing in the mod. I hope that that's been added. Let's see, a military staff, chief of the army. Division attack. We're looking for something that's going to add experience points. I'm going to take another cabinet minister, and we will take... This is actually really good. The captain of industry, Samuel Doubleday. And I think we're going to focus on that. Once individualism is complete, then we can move on to something else. And we're going to go ahead and train these guys, of course. Because some of them are green, not all of them, but enough of them for me to be concerned. And there we are. We are getting some army experience. Awesome. It's just coming in a little bit slower than I expected. And that's okay. We can deal with that. So here we go. We've got individual, and we can work on pluralism. And I think this is important. So let's do that. We're going to try to move towards what I believe to be a free nation. Of course, that could always end. It really depends on the voters and on the political parties in power right now. I think we're going to focus on concentrated industry. And maybe some artillery capabilities. 131 days. I'll take that. It's not bad at all. Alright, guys. Well, I hope you guys are fascinated by me playing the Christian Republic of Deseret. The Mormon Republic, of course. And I hope you guys will keep watching. Thank you so much, guys. Take care, and have an awesome, awesome day.